The Domino Effect, a story of focus, fire, and fulfillment. Scene 1, The Burnout. Meet Jake, a 34-year-old marketing executive in New York City. Ambitious, driven, and proud of his work ethic, Jake was juggling a dozen projects, chasing every opportunity, answering emails at midnight, and drinking coffee like it was his lifeblood. But despite all this hustle, he felt stuck. Tired. Frustrated. Mediocre results from massive effort. Don't confuse activity with productivity. John Wooden. Jake was busy but not getting anywhere. That's when a mentor handed him a worn paperback and said, "You don't need more hours. You need clarity. Start with this." The book The One Thing. Scene 2, The Question That Changes Everything. The first chapter hit hard. Keller posed the core idea. What's the one thing you can do such that by doing it everything else will be easier or unnecessary? Jake paused. No one had ever asked him that. His days were full of to-do lists. But this was about a success list. Like knocking over a line of dominoes, the book said, success builds from one focused action, one leverage point at a time. And Jake remembered a Steve Jobs quote, "Deciding what not to do is as important as deciding what to do." Scene 3, The Power of the Domino. The book told him about how a domino can knock over another one 50% larger. With time, that leads to massive change. Jake saw this in real life when he studied Warren Buffett. Buffett famously said, "The difference between successful people and really successful people is that really successful people say no to almost everything." Buffett didn't invest in dozens of companies. He found the one, like Coca-Cola, and went deep. Jake reflected, maybe he didn't need to launch 5 campaigns this month. Maybe he needed to focus on the one that could drive the biggest results. Scene 4, Lies We Tell Ourselves. The book busted myths Jake believed. Myth: multitasking is productive. Truth: it divides your attention. You do nothing well. Myth: willpower is always available. Truth: willpower is like a battery, it drains. Use it for your most important task early. Jake laughed bitterly. His mornings were filled with emails and meetings, not his highest priority work. No wonder he felt drained by noon. Scene 5, A New Way to Work. Jake began to ask himself each morning, what's the one thing I can do today that will make everything else easier or unnecessary? He stopped spreading himself thin. He blocked 4 hours each morning for deep, focused work. No meetings. No distractions. He applied the 80-20 rule, Pareto principle. 80% of his results came from 20% of his actions. He realized that most of his revenue came from just one client type. He doubled down there and results soared. Scene 6, The Ripple Effect. In 6 months, Jake landed the company's biggest ever client, cut his work week by 10 hours, rekindled his relationship and got back to running a hobby he'd dropped. He discovered that success wasn't about doing everything. It was about doing the right thing with excellence and consistency. As Bruce Lee once said, "I fear not the man who has practiced 10,000 kicks once, but the man who has practiced one kick 10,000 times." Epilogue: Your One Thing. Jake's story mirrors so many of ours. The path to meaningful success and peace isn't scattered, it's simple but not easy. Identify your one thing. Build a habit of focused effort. Protect that time like your life depends on it, because the life you want might. And if you ever feel overwhelmed, come back to this question. What's the one thing I can do right now such that by doing it, everything else will be easier or unnecessary? Start there. Just one domino.